Hey there. Welcome to day number 5 in the Power series. We are on I Am Radiance. So I'm excited. That probably is one of my favorite poses out of this entire series. So thank you for showing up and watching every single day. So remember, the Power series is meant to give you a quick power punch, an affirmation you can use, a quick assignment you can do, and then a pose that you can use that you can start using to embody these affirmations, right? We want to move beyond just speaking it, and we want to actually feel what it is, right, that we're speaking, right? Speak what you seek until you see it, but add the movement into it, right? Again, what you are consistently thinking and feeling and saying is what you're believing, and what you're believing is what you're acting out. What you're acting out is also what you're manifesting to you. How are you tonight? Okay. So, on Monday, we started out with I am powerful. We had our hands up, right? Then the next day, we did I am open, and we spread our arms out wide, so wide. The next day, we did our W, and we did I am worthy. Right? Yesterday, we did I am empowered, and we put our hands on our hip. And today, we're going to do radiance, right? And so I am radiant, right, is our focus for today. So just like we've talked about, every single day as we went through this series, you want to say, I am radiant, I am radiant, I am radiant 7 to 10 times. I found myself today, when I got out the shower, I was saying like all of them and doing all the poses. So I'm excited. And I also downloaded TikTok so that I could do all of the poses standing up so you could fully see me, so I can prepare for our challenge that I want to put out to anybody out there who thinks that they would be able to do it the best, right? So I'm excited because I feel like everybody's on challenges and everybody home. So why not do my own challenge, right? So anyway, the I Am Powerful challenge is coming this week, so I hope you're ready. So anyway, we're talking about the R, right? The R is at the end. We start with powerful, we end with radiant. And a powerful woman typically is a radiant woman if she's open, if she knows she's worthy, right? If she's empowered, if those other things are in alignment, because there's a lot of powerful women who are not radiant, right? But if she has those other aspects and elements, you can see the radiance, right, coming off of her. For example, someone I love that's very radiant, whenever I see like Cicely Tyson, right, you see the radiance. Whenever you see Felicia Rashad, you see there's a radiance. There's other people who are actors, right? Or it's like a people that we all know, right? And it's probably people in your own life, right? And just because they have wisdom, just because they're older, does not mean that they have radiance, right? And that's why we all like love Cicely Tyson, like, oh, Cicely, look at you. Right? Because we see that she's powerful. We see she's open. We see she's worthy, and she's empowered, and she's full of wisdom, right? And she's done her work over time. She's not holding on to things. She knows how to release things, and she's probably given us younger women consistently, what, her 80s, 90s, right? 90s, I think, giving us wisdom, right? And we're like, ooh, when we get to be her age, that's how we want to be, right? And that's a beautiful thing, right? To be radiant. So when we're talking about radiance today, I wanted you to think about a gem or like a diamond or a stone, something that radiates, right? What does radiate mean, right? Radiate means to glow or to shine brightly. So when I was thinking about radiate, I'm like, what could we have in our mind for us to think about radiating? And people, always use kind of like the diamond, right? So that's kind of the direction I want to go in. It's a diamond. It radiates and it shines, right? But in order for it to radiate and shine, there has to be pressure. Hey, there has to be pressure that's put on. Oh, sorry, you can't see my hands. There has to be pressure put on that diamond in order for it to shine. Just like we have to crush and put pressure on grapes, right, before we get wine and crush it down, or tea leaves have to be crushed in order for us to get that tea, right? It's like a process that it has to go through in order for it to become the next thing, right? And that's essentially what we're going through all the time, right? Y'all know how I always talk about elimination, preparation, and manifestation as we approach Easter, and we think about death, rebirth, resurrection, right? It's the same exact process, right? We all have to die to something in some way, shape, or form. Not physically, literally die, but some parts of us have to die and let go. Then we have to position and prepare for something new, and then we can rise up to our next level and do whatever is coming next after that. But you got to go through the process to get there. So in order for a diamond, right, it has to have pressure on it in order for it to shine. And then after that, you want to keep that diamond, you want to keep it up and keep it going, right? In order to do that, you got to keep it polished, right? If you have them old scuffed up shoes, you got to keep them polished if you want them to radiate and shine, right? So today I want to go through the acronym of polished, right? And polished is going to be the practical part of our time together today. So say your affirmation: I'm radiant, I'm radiant, I'm radiant, 7 to 10 times in the mirror, coming out the shower, like me. And then see how you can apply polish. So I wrote polish down so I wouldn't forget it, because it's something new that I created. Ooh, look at that. It's trying to fall right. I'm done. It's trying to fall right in my face. So anyway, let's get to the P in polish, right? So the first thing you want to do if you want to be more radiant, right, is you want to make sure you are purging things from your life. Purge, to release, to let go, to detox, to eliminate. Purge things from your life that you no longer need. So if you really want your skin to glow and be radiant on outside, you got to purge. That means you probably got to detox. And when you're detoxing, sometimes you get like breakouts and stuff on your face because things are coming out of your body. For example, I have a new product that helps to cleanse your liver. And as you're going through it, you might get rashes. You might get things that pop out because you're purifying and purging yourself and detoxing and ridding yourself of the stuff that's locked and trapped inside of your body, right? But purging can happen on a lot of different levels, right? But you purge those things. It might be a temporary breakout, but ultimately it's going to lead to a breakthrough where your skin will be a lot clearer on the other side. Unless you're like really alert, you have like allergic reaction to something. But normally when you start detoxing and purging, things might seem crazy at first, but then they ultimately kind of even out, right? It's like the pandemic, right? It's almost like a purging, and things are, the people, places, things are dying out. Your old lifestyle, some things you used to do that were normal are dying, right? And there's an elimination, right? But it's also, some people have taken that elimination and turned that into preparation. And when we come out on the other side in a year or 2 years, there's going to be some tremendous manifestations from people who are able to rise above fear and uncertainty. And they're able to see that there is going to be something beautiful that's going to come out. There's going to be something that shines and radiates on the other side, and they're preparing for it, and they're putting in motion the things that are necessary for them to still manifest, even if there's chaos here. But we know that we don't live in a physical world, but we got to come to our spiritual world. We have to get into our emotions, get into the mental, and get that in order, and not just focus so much on physically what you see in front of you, right? So again, the P and polish is to purge. So what things do you have to purge? Whether that's decluttering things from your home, whether that's detoxing things in your body, what is it that you have to release so that you can radiate? So the O is going to be to observe your current environment, right? So as of right now, technically most people have to stay inside, but that's not the norm. Depending on when you're watching this video, you might, by the time you're watching this video, be out and doing your thing and not have to stay in home, shelter at home. You don't have to do all that. But if you do, when I'm talking about environment, think about the environments you've been finding yourself in lately. Are they helping? Or are they hindering? Right? Are they healing? Right? Or are they holding you back? So I want you to think about the environment that you're in, because certain environments are going to prevent you from being able to fully radiate and to fully shine and step in your power like you want, right? And I know you probably have seen this quote on Facebook: you cannot heal in the same environment that you got sick in, right? So that's a metaphor that can be used, not necessarily physically just sick, but it could be sick in a lot of different ways. So, and even if like there's a flower or something, right? Maybe it doesn't really bloom in this environment, but if you picked up the seeds and moved it maybe across town and over here to a different place, it will bloom and blossom in a better way, right? It will be more powerful over here. So I want you to observe your environments that you're in and start to intuitively feel and see, is this really working out? Is this really best for me? Is this the best place for me to radiate and to shine? Right. And again, that is the O, right? So the L is going to be to start listening to yourself more. Start listening to yourself more. That means trusting yourself. That means trusting in God. And we'll get to God a little bit later. But listen to yourself more, right? When you're out, pay attention to that little inner voice, right? Not the little critic that's popping up, but start actually trusting yourself more and trusting your decisions more, because that's how you build confidence. And obviously when you're confident, you're going to radiate, right? So the I is going to be to identify places where you can practice forgiveness. So you really aren't going to radiate when you are harboring forgiveness, that harboring old feelings about your father from 20 years ago and you haven't let them go, or you're harboring feelings about, so-and-so, your ex-boyfriend, husband, lover, and you haven't let that go, or you're harboring feelings about yourself from past mistakes and you haven't let that go. When you keep everything trapped in your body, you start to feel dis-ease. Dis-ease ultimately can become disease, right? That you're carrying literally throughout your body, in your mind, in your womb, in your chest, in here, in your thyroid, all over your body, right? So you want to practice forgiveness, and it goes back to the P. Hey, it goes back to the P. Which is to purge any people, places, and things that are around you, that are in your environment, right, that are blocking your shine, blocking you from radiating, okay? So that's the I. The S is to sit at the feet of God, literally. Sit down and making sure you're praying and you are getting things divinely downloaded to you, but also the Bible also says to have wise counsel. So sit at the feet of mentors, of coaches, of therapists, of licensed mental health professionals, hey, right, who can provide you with support, right? Whether that's teletherapy online, whether that's getting into a coaching program, whether that is sitting and having your Bible. I'm not talking about going through a devotional. I mean the actual Bible. So you can literally read it for yourself, interpret it for yourself, sit at the feet of God, light your candle, right? And sit down and read through, right? Wherever he divinely leads you to. I remember like a year ago, I was led to read Ecclesiastes. I don't know, it just like popped into my mind. So I went and pulled out my Bible, and the crazy part is I already had a pen in that section. And I hadn't opened it in a while, right? And I was like, oh, because I have multiple Bibles, but this is like my African American woman Bible, so it has like Black women in there. But anyway, I was like, why is my pen already in this section? Like, okay, it's a little, it's interesting. But anyway, so I want you to interpret it your own self and sit at the feet of God and listen, right? That's one of the best things that I've ever done, is I love to sit at the feet of wise women, and I like to absorb and listen and take what resonates, whatever. I'm like, okay, but take what it is that connects with me, that I need to help me to develop and to grow. And a lot of you guys also invest in others, and I learn from different women, and there's women I've invested in and I'm like, why did I invest in her? Like, okay, why is TikTok so I downloaded TikTok and now they keep sending notifications. So I'm going to have to turn that off. Okay. So anyway, you want to sit at the feet. I don't know how to listen. Ooh. So you're saying you don't know how to listen, then that means that you need to get in Powerfully Positioned Women Academy. Okay. Because in module 5, I believe, we're all about doing strengthening your emotional and spiritual foundation, where I teach you how to get quiet, how to listen, how to do that in your showers, how to do that in your baths, how to set up a sacred space in your house or in your home or in your bedroom, where you just take that time to plug in, to listen, and to quiet your mind. It can also be through doing like spiritual walks, where you and God, y'all are going for a walk. You and God are sitting down for dates, right? And that's something I get into. I'm Powerfully Positioned Women. I do the same thing with my money. Like, and money is not an idol, it's not a God, but money is energy. So I think of money like I think of men. Like if I'm going on a date, right, I'm going to prepare and sit down and get ready. I do the same thing with money. Like, okay, money, come on, let's sit down. And that's how I'm able to magnetize it, to bring it to me, so again, it's a mindset, and it's a new way of thinking. It's a shift in perception and perspective, but it's also something you have to be taught. And because I've invested in mentors, right, and I've invested in books, and I invested time to sit down and read a lot over the last, my whole life, I'm gonna say over the last couple of years, no, my whole life. And y'all know I'm an English teacher too, right? So I'm always reading. But anyway, I've been able to learn. I've been able to learn how to listen, how to cultivate myself, right? How to be polished, how to radiate, right? Because I didn't initially know this. I need to make friends with I need to make friends with money. Yeah, so you can also make friends with money too. I agree, right? So yeah, sitting at the feet of God or sitting, getting wise counsel. So my mentors are awesome. Many of y'all know I'm in the National Coalition of 100 Black Women. Some of y'all might be in like sororities or fraternities. There's black ones, Latino ones, white ones, whatever. Y'all know it's all of them, right? So, and I'm not in them. Everybody thinks I'm in one. I'm not, but I am in a coalition. And one of the things I always tell people all the time, I probably told y'all, if you have been rocking with me for a while, is that I'm one of the youngest people in the coalition. Most of the women are older. They're like 50, 60, 70, you know. So what I love though is that there is like the first African American well, I think she Caribbean American, but the first black woman, neuro transplant surgeon, something like that. We got like one of the first black women to be in like our state senate. We have our first black congresswoman, Lisa Blunt Rochester from Delaware. We got one of the first and only black female judges in our state. So even though they're a lot older, some people in there they really be killing it, and they are a part of like the Links. They're a part of Jack and Jill. They're in part of Deltas, aka they're in every so it's like I get to basically I'm with everybody. It's not like so I got Zeta, I got everybody. And again, a lot of them are older. Some people are my age that when we're cool or whatever, you know, we're cool. But what I love is that I get to sit at people's feet. And it's not because I don't pay them to be a mentor. I obviously pay to be a member of our organization. We all pay to be a member of our organization, right? Because you have to pay dues if you're not in an organization, right? But anyway, I get to sit at their feet. And when I say that is we're sitting in meetings. So because we're sitting in meetings, we're putting on events. We're advocating for black women and black girls. So we advocate for education, economic empowerment, health, public policy. Obviously, y'all know I'm on education. You know, that's my thing. But anyway, I get to sit and I get to see the afros. And I'm like, ooh, you get to see all the different styles. But then I also get to see them speaking with eloquence and fluency. And they're like so intellectual. And everybody has their own little style. But I literally get to sit at their feet and be like, wow. Now, I mean, everybody, I don't love everybody, right? Because that's just how it goes, right? But certain people, like our judge, like last year I was on the scholarship committee. I got to go to her home, right? But when I get to her home, first of all, I got lost. When I get to her home, it's like a whole little crazy security check. You want to know why? Because sis lives in a whole freaking penthouse apartment. Like when you you got to go through all these security checks. Then it's like the parking lot is lit. And then once you get in, you take the elevator. And when you get to you know how when you go to a hotel, you get to the floor and there's what, like 30 rooms? When you get to her floor, the whole floor, those 30 rooms are now her home. Right? So I was like, okay, this what we doing? You go in, you got the gorgeous deck, you got the gorgeous patio. So you want to talk about somebody being powerful, right? And then I didn't even realize husband is a doctor, right? So again, I'm sitting at I'm there so I can learn about scholarship, but it opened up my mindset more about abundance, more about what I can manifest, I'm like, oh, okay. Because sometimes you got to see it to know that you can get it or you can be it or you can have. And I know that people live a certain way, right? But it's not every day I go to a black woman's house and her whole house is the whole floor, the whole hotel floor, right? Like what? I went to the other woman who was a state senator, go pull up to her house for a vision board party that my friend was throwing there that's like really close to her. Get there, we had like a whole little like mansion. So when I go in, the Christmas tree is like the one you would see at like, I don't know, Macy's in New York, like humongous. So again, I'm like, wow, right? So it helps you to expand. It helps you to elevate when you can sit at the feet of other people. And I'm not even sitting at them and like literally asking them, well, how did you become this? How'd you become this powerful? How'd you get this money? How'd you get that relationship? I'm not asking them those questions per se, but I'm taking it in and I'm like, wow. you are at your next level. You are, and I'm admiring it, right? I'm like, wow, right? So, and it's amazing for me to get to see that at my age, right? Because I'm like, okay, when I'm here, I can get there. But what do I have to do now to position myself to get there, right? If that is something that I do desire, and I see that that is something that's possible. And that's why I created something like Powerfully Positioned Women Academy, because I want other women to be able to do the same thing, right? So, anyway, you do, to Teresa's point, I need to make friends with money. Yes. But also it's just sitting at the feet. And if you don't know people in your immediate circle, so some of you guys come to me privately and say there's really no like women's groups or people like in person. Like I have this group, but there's no one like in person in my area where I can, connect, right? So it is important for you to be in like Facebook groups, for you to join programs, for you to be able to do stuff online. Or if someone has a conference in Miami, like I went to Miami last fall to Clutter Free Weekend with Angel Richards, who's phenomenal. So go follow her. She's in this group too. But so go follow her, right? She invited me to Clutter Free Weekend to be a speaker. And I spoke on a panel when I was there, but I stayed the entire weekend. But I flew there, and I guess it was an investment, a big investment. But I flew there and I went there and I spoke. But Miami was so gorgeous and it was so beautiful. And I got to meet, like, there was a therapist there who happened to be my next door neighbor. So me and my boo was next door to her and her husband. And I didn't realize that. But when I was in her workshop, I was like, wow, I love the way she took the concepts and she broke it down. And now I follow her on Facebook, and I even told her like before I left that seeing her helped her solidify what I want to do at my next level. Right. So if there is a conference or something you can go to, invest in the experience and go. You never know who's going to be there, how it's going to change your life. I didn't know I was going to see her and see her post now. And it's not just her, it's other women that I now follow from there. Right. And it's just like, wow. So anyway, I know I spent a lot of time on the S, but anyway, sit at the feet of God and then seek wise counsel and sit at their feet, right? And see how they operate. Not so that you can copy them and be just like them, but so that you can take it in. You can see possibility. You can see, how can I be positioned? And at the end of Powerfully Positioned Women Academy, the very last module it really teaches you how to manifest. And you have to select a woman, right? It don't matter who it is. Like, so you guys know like how I'm advertising, I'm using Beyonce, because Beyonce has this song where she dressed up as this queen from like the 13th or 14th century, right? And I just like love the imagery and what it means. But I go more in depth into that in the academy. I use her and I use Queen Esther from the Bible, right? So two queens, right? Obviously for a reason. But anyway, I utilize them, but then there's a whole entire activity you have to do where you have to find your own and you have to embody them. And I teach you how to do that and why you need to do that. So anyway, I'm done. So the last letter is the S. So we're going through polish if anybody just joined. So we're talking about radiating, and we're talking about equating radiating to like a diamond. It has to go through pressure so it can shine. But in order to keep shining, right, you got to stay polished, right? So even if you are somebody who went through Powerfully Positioned Women Academy, because some people have who are watching this, right, you still got to stay polished as you continue on your journey. Once you went through all the modules, you went through all the videos, you've done all the stuff, and you put certain things in place. How do you keep polishing yourself? The things that I'm sharing, right? So the H in this is to heal yourself. And that's heal yourself of everything. Physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Heal every single thing. So when you are triggered, when things pop up, you got to heal yourself. And not only do you have to heal yourself, and you can obviously go to a therapist, you can obviously get a coach, but you got to know how to life coach yourself. You got to know how to self-heal yourself, right? And you learn that as you get coaching or as you get therapy. Utilize those tools and techniques on yourself. So when you have a moment when you're triggered, you know how to get yourself out of when you're anxious, when you're down and out, right? When you're constantly it's constantly in your mind and you can't get it out. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. Like I had a moment like that a couple days ago. I was having a conversation with somebody and they asked me a question. right? And I kind of paused and I was like, what? Right? But afterwards, it kind of triggered me. And I was like, I had to ask myself, why is it triggering me? When things trigger you, that means that there's something that's unresolved that still needs to heal, or something that still needs your attention. So I spent some time this morning journaling, praying, crying, forgiving, right? I almost took a picture so y'all can see how crazy I was looking, but I needed to release and let go some things, right? And it was about a particular person, my dad, right? And currently I'm not talking to him right now. He doesn't have to be present for me to heal something, for me to work through something. But I had to act as if he was here in the spirit and say what I needed to say real quick, because it was bothering me. And I'm like, I got to keep my day going. I need to work out. I need to, come in the Facebook group. I need to see what my students are saying. Because if they send me another online assignment, y'all, like, it's the weekend. I think people forgetting, like, it's work hours. And y'all know I do stuff outside of work hours. But y'all, we already home, so they need to chill. But anyway, so I needed to let things out. So you got to learn how to become a self-healer and heal yourself and heal the things that are popping up in relationships, are really where they pop up. Yeah, that's where things really pop up and really show you how much you're healed. And remember, no matter how much work you've done, I don't even care if you've already went through the academy, you already went to therapy, you already read a book, you already did this, you already did that. Stuff is still going to come up, right? I done went through the academy. I done had 20,000 coaches, right? I done been to therapy before. And guess what? Little things still come up, right? So you gotta heal yourself, and you gotta know how to be a self-healer. And once you take and invest in an experience with a coach or a counselor or therapist or whatever the case may be, those experiences hopefully are teaching you different tools and mechanisms you can use to become a self-healer, right? So you're not self-sabotaging. You're not betraying yourself and your boundaries that you have set up. You're not settling when you told me one thing, but then you go and disregard that and do something else. Right. And I'm so happy because I had a client come to me today and tell me that what I've been sharing, and their words were, the radiant stuff you've been telling me, like, it worked. I was like, well, how did it work? Right. And how did it work is because she interacted with a guy today, I'm assuming via like Zoom, I guess. And he was mirroring stuff back to her that was in alignment, right? Because I kept saying, stop settling, cut this person off, stop settling. And then today she comes and like, oh my God, I was very down and out when you told me to stop doing that and to cut so-and-so off. But guess what happened to me today? Somebody showed up and they mirrored back to me like, I felt radiant and beautiful and worthy. And maybe he ain't the one, but honey, I'm the one. That's exactly her word. She said, I know that I'm the one. And I sent her my favorite song. I'm going to post it for y'all. She going to see it in the group and be like, told everybody. But it's Soulmate by Lizzo. So that's my favorite song. Y'all might know it. But anyway, did it pop up? Oh, nope, I ain't hear it. Okay, Soulmate by Lizzo is lit. The chorus is like, I'm the one. Hey, that's my song. I used to listen to it all last summer. And then I saw Lizzo at Made in America in Philly. And that was beautiful. You want to know why it was beautiful? Because Lizzo is so powerful, so positioned, so radiant that sis had thousands. This is why I was in awe. She had thousands of people like, and it was black, white, green, orange, gay, like she had and they just love, that's why they love Lizzo's energy, right? And Lizzo struggles mentally, emotionally. If you follow her, she struggled with anxiety, she struggled with depression, she struggled, with her body image and being plus size. And honestly, following Lizzo really helped me to really be like, you know what? Oh, y'all, I am sexy and all that. And I already thought I was, but she really helped me amp it up. Amp it up to like new levels, right? That I absolutely love, right? So anyway, she is radiant, right? And she exudes it and she shines, and seeing so many people from all walks of life be like, yay! That was also another aha for me too. Like, damn, she powerful, right? So anyway, again, if you want to shine like Lizzo, and at the start of this, I talked about somebody like Cicely Tyson, right? That's that ageless beauty, right? That's the ageless beauty, right? That's not like the lipstick beauty. That's like that dignity, right? That's like that's that inner power. That's that inner wisdom, like when you see Cicely, right? So whether she got on lipstick or not, it doesn't matter. It's shining through. That's also why I love, like I said at the start, Felicia Rashad. Because she's already gorgeous, but it's something internally that exudes through her, that we're able to see, right? There's a radiance that's there that shines through, and I'm sure you can list some other women who you can think of who they just exude that radiance, and that's like, ooh, I like that, right? And again, I'm not talking about when you put on foundation and you're radiant. I'm talking about this natural radiance, natural, right? That's what I'm talking about. So again, today we're talking about radiating. I am radiant. So you want to say your affirmation, I am radiant, 7 to 10 times, 10 for best effects, right? Then the second thing is I want you to go through polish, as we're talking about the gem, right? The gem is pressured, diamond is pressured, but you got to keep it polished so that it still shines, right? That's the same thing with confidence. You got to build it up every day, so that when something does trigger you, right? Like it triggered me, I'm like, wonder what that is, but I know how to handle that. 10 years ago, I did not know how to handle that, right? I didn't know how to handle it. So then it would turn into I'm unworthy, or I'm ashamed that I feel that way, or why am I feeling this way, or something's wrong with me, right? That is not being empowered. That's being disempowered. That's being a victim, right? That is not being empowered, right? So you got to think about how we're using our language to communicate how we're feeling and what we're doing. So again, a recap of polish, Polish. So again, the P is to purge of yourself of the old, right? Okay, the O is to observe your environment. Okay, the L is to listen to yourself more than you have already been listening to yourself, and listen to God more. So you know what you should and shouldn't be doing, right? And sometimes you make mistakes, but it's not really a mistake. It's really just a plot twist, right? You do it, you fail. Okay, then we gonna go and try something different because that ain't work. Okay. Okay, the I is to identify who, what, where, why, and when. You need to forgive yourself or forgive others and stop holding it in side of yourself. Okay, the S is to sit at the feet of God or sit at the feet of wise counsel, right? And sometimes you got to invest to get that counsel, depending on where you are. The H is to heal yourself. Okay, heal everything, heal yourself, become a self-healer. Hey. And then the pose for radiant is like this, right? Radiant. So I am radiant. I am radiant. I swear I got to make an album out of this whole Power series. So I'm going to see if we can make that lit. We can make that happen. For those who don't know, one of my dream jobs as a teenager, I was wanting to be an English teacher. I want to be a history teacher. And then I also want to be a female rapper, right? And I also wanted to open up a poetry cafe. It's like 10 other things I wanted to do. So in case you didn't know, if you get my book, then you'll actually get a copy of my, once you sign up for the free bonuses, you'll get a copy of my spoken word mixtape. So I'm being dead serious that I need to do an album. So that might be my second mixtape. Hey, the Power mixtape. Hey. No hate. Okay, so anyway, so yeah, I swear I'm a rapper on the low. Okay, so female rappers, I love them. Yes, I know they do the most, but actually, guess what? They are one of my confident secret weapons. So, right, it's so important that you have little confident like triggers to remind you of your confidence. So like, say for example, if you walked into my bedroom, you're going to say I have my vision boards all over. You're going to see on my wall, you're going to see like those positive quotes for the second time. Yeah, you should read it. The companion workbook is awesome. So if you don't have that with the book, please download it, right? So you should have your little, yes, please do please do an album. So I can't sing, y'all. I can't sing. I ain't get that gift. But I do love words. So maybe I could do the Power. Hey, but I am going to do my TikTok for every single day of this channel. I'm going to put it all together so y'all can see. So I downloaded. I'm playing around with it. I might have my students give me a tutorial, but y'all will ultimately see it. It's because I'm a poster, right? So just a recap, right? So I am powerful is up here, right? I am open, and you want to open up your arm nice and wide, nice and wide. Hey, open it up nice and wide. Okay, so, okay, why my books are trying to move in a way I didn't tell them to. Hold on. So I am powerful. I am open. I am worthy. Hey, I'm worthy, right? I am empowered. You want to take and you want to get your hand, on your hip right there. I know it was hard to say. Here you go. So I am empowered, right? You see, I got my hands on both my hips, and then also we put it up like that. And I posted the article because that's inspired by the Fearless Girl statue that's in New York. I think they have them like in all different places. We have them in all different places, okay? So, anyway, the Fearless Girl is a statue. She stands with her hands on her hips like this, and it's like a bull in front of her, so it's like she's fearless. She basically is fierce as shit. She can do whatever, right? So that's kind of what that pose is. And then lastly, obviously, I am radiant, right? Like you're shining, you're glowing, right? So again, I am powerful. I am open. I am worthy. I am empowered. I am radiant. Right? Put them all together. And those are 5 affirmations that you absolutely, positively, I promise you, you cannot live without. Right? Add those into what you are speaking and speak what you seek until you see it, until you feel it. Use the poses to help you embody it. When you embody it, that's how you manifest it. Yay. Because you're constantly thinking it and feeling it. And if I was to make an album, right, and you were to listen to it all the time, it would get in your mind. Say you listen to it over and over and over again, right? And over, right? Over and over. It's going to get in your mind. And if the good stuff is getting into your mind, thoughts become things. Choose the good ones. There's like a newsletter I used to follow, and that was literally the name. I'm sure they probably still do it. Thoughts become things. Basically, whatever you're thinking becomes real. So if you're thinking, oh, he's going to cheat on me, girl, he probably is. Or he's going to get tired of you saying that he is, okay? Even if he's not. Because you're constantly bringing it up. So you're thinking it and you're feeling it, and it's getting into your mind, and you're embodying that. So I want you to embody something different. If you have been enjoying this, then I hope that you have already signed up and you're joining us in Powerfully Positioned Women Academy. We got 2 spots left. They're going to sell out. So I've been talking to people. People have been DMing. I've been messaging people and talking to them about people who want to join. So before those spots are gone, please make sure you sign up. It is never going to be this price ever again in my whole life. Right? Just so y'all know. So I hope that you're able to enroll and to get in. I've been enjoying looking at the testimonials again. I've actually also been enjoying just going back through the program myself, right? And going through and looking through and seeing all of the amazing things that are a part of it. So if you are ready to get a fierce foundation and get more clarity, get more focus, get deepen up to God, yes. And thank you for going through it already. And hopefully you guys see her testimonial in our group, and I also sent it out in email today, so check your emails if you haven't already checked it. But yeah, if you're looking into getting a fierce foundation, right, it is rooted in spiritual principles, so you are going to need to get a couple candles, right, because you're going to be doing elimination, preparation, and manifestation. We start out off the gate. It's like we're setting the foundation. You're setting up your sacred space. You're getting your space in there and your time for you and God to sit down, for you and you. Like you got to have you and you together and you and God together. That's like first come, first serve. So it's like getting that in order, and I hope you get that all the way in order. Helping you unleash your God-given purpose, right? And building up a platform that can help you better share that vision with the world, right? Helping you to strengthen your spiritual and emotional foundation as well as mastering sacred relationships, right? And getting into an abundance mindset, right? If you desire it, it's yours. It is okay for you to want more than you already have, right? It's not about what other people have or don't have, but it's okay for you to want more. And the more you have, the more you overflow and the richer you become. Yay, right? Thank you. And I sent you an email about that as well a couple days ago in case you haven't seen it yet. But I hope y'all are excited. So if you want to join, the link is above or below. If you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure you join us in the Fierce Squad on Facebook at bit.ly/Fierce Oh, slash Fear Squad. Sorry, I got so many little websites. I'm like, wait, hold on. What is it? What is it? So anyway, it has been a pleasure to talk with you guys tonight. I hope that you will go out and be radiant, but more so, I hope that you guys will stand in your power. Right? Be powerful, be open, right? Be worthy, be empowered, and be radiant, right? Take that and use that to the best of your ability. And don't forget to get polished and to make sure you are polishing at all times. So I love you all. Enjoy the rest of your night. Bye.